April is here, which means a new garden tour, and I'm super excited to show you guys because things are slowly but surely progressing here at the home garden. So today I'll be filming here. I'll show you guys what's growing on over here in this area, and then I'll show you in the side garden. I won't be able to make it to my other two gardens, but I will include those in my garden tour. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys are getting on with your gardening chores. Right now is a super busy season. If you're a farmer, if you're a gardener, if you're a first-time grower, this is the time for you to start sowing a lot of your seeds: squash, zucchini, melons, let's see, cucumbers, tomatoes, and yeah, I'll show you guys all of my seedlings and my compost and everything. So let's just get started with the April garden tour. Okay, so I just want to show you guys, this is kind of like a little bit of my setup area. This is where I wash vegetables and get ready for market before I load the truck. Some of my tables and microgreens I'm going to be taking, things like that, a little stand I use. And let's get started with showing you guys the vegetables. So in this little whiskey barrel I got some of these really cool aloe vera cuttings. My friend, who's also a gardener, she gave me these, so I'm going to be planting those soon. This is Echinacea, also known as purple coneflower, that I started from seed. And then trellising up this pole is Scarlet runner beans, and they're doing just fine. And look, I have some of the first flowers, which is really cool. This is all just chicken manure inside here that I need to spread throughout my garden. Got a little aloe vera plant there that I need to plant. Some of the bulbs are coming up. Some daylilies. That is a peony, and then these are just some purple chive bulbs that I planted. And then the orange tree is in full bloom. It smells so good because when I'm working here at the potting bench, I can smell the orange blossom. And the bees are working pretty hard pollinating them. And I'm sorry you guys, I don't know the variety of this orange. It was here when I moved into the house years ago, but I just keep pruning it and keeping it small, and it's doing really well. Strawberry container is doing good. And let's see what's going on at the potting bench. Not much is new, still messy like always. These are all of my microgreen seeds, and if you're wondering what company I use True Leaf Market non-GMO seed company based in Utah. Nasturtiums that just self-seed, some kale, collard greens that have gone to seed, which I'm kind of trying to prevent, but those collards are really old. They've been in my garden for a very long time, a couple years at least. Peas, look, I've got some peas here, which is really cool. I don't really grow these for market or anything. Sometimes I do take the tendrils and I give them to a restaurant I work with. They like to use that for garnish, but I had the peas, so I just want to sow them. Those are radishes I need to take to the farmer's market today. Radish Microgreens. And let's see, there's nasturtiums in here, beets which need to be harvested, and I think I'm going to be planting tomatoes in this container. Nasturtiums coming over here, and I do have, sorry, it's really gross, I do have fly traps because we just get a lot of flies right here, and I try to just control them as much as I can. But yeah. A tomato plant over there, which I keep staking up, but it keeps falling over. Oop! A hummingbird scared me. Swiss chard bed over here with a tomato plant that was overwintered. And I forgot to mention this tomato plant was also overwintered. Got some more peas over here. Pepper plants, which I don't see any new growth on these. They're just like sticks. Some more peas over there. I'm trying to move the camera slower because some people commented that to suggest that I do that, so I'm trying to do that. And then this is the kale bed. Lots of kale today, growing very, very nicely. I think I'm going to interplant some other new things in here. And then some cabbage that went to seed. I really thought that these cabbages back here, they were actually forming heads, and then it got up to 85 degrees Fahrenheit and everything just went to seed. But that's okay. I actually sell these flowers to chefs and they love them. It smells so good back here. I think it's the and it just rained too, so it smells great. See, these collard greens are bolting. I'll just take this off, and this is actually edible. Tastes really good. Tastes like broccoli. Lavender plant. That's good, sweet. Hummingbird feeder. I'll show you guys what's going on in the greenhouses. So, a lot of my peppers have started. Potatoes back there, which I am a bad gardener. I have not put the potatoes in the ground yet. But they've got good chits over there on them. These are, I think, yeah, lemon cucumbers that I just seeded. Those are blueberry tomatoes back there. Let's see. Those are all lemon cucumbers down there. Then over here in this greenhouse, mainly these are all yellow pear tomatoes, and a couple of Jubilee and pink Berkeleys. And then down here is a whole flat of cucamelons that I sowed. And if you're gonna grow cucamelons or mouse melons, aka Mexican sour gherkins, you want to sow those as soon as you can because they take a really, really long time to germinate. And then down here is all of my zucchini and squash, which germinates so quickly. And then down here are more cucumbers. This is just a pickling cucumber variety that I sowed yesterday, actually. Let's see, yeah, April 2nd. Alright, so this is all the compost that I've harvested so far. I had 2 5-gallon buckets worth. I already used it as potting soil. And this is good stuff. This is really good, healthy compost. This compost is at its last ends. So, yeah, we're gonna actually, me and my dad, we're actually gonna make a new compost out of pellets. So I'll probably record that to show you guys because I work with restaurants now to collect compost, so I have to have more space. But I do put like apple cider vinegar out to kind of help control with the flies and stuff, and it seems to be working. But it's just that time of the year with the moisture and humidity and the heat. Lots of flies just come out naturally. And lots of tomatoes here. These tomatoes are a little bit stagnant, but they'll pick up. I think I need to give them some more fertilizer. And then here's some more squash, patty pan squash, which is my favorite. Microgreens. Microgreens back there. Celery back there, which is looking beautiful. Some kale. And a very dead, half dead eggplant plant, which I need to cut it all the way back into that new growth that you see right there. So I need to cut all of that back. But anyways, let me take you guys over here to my tomato potting shelf. And yeah, this is really cool, really neat. I got a lot of different varieties. I do need to put some slug pellets down because I noticed the slugs at night like to crawl around here. This is my pumpkin, the Rouge Vive de Tomfe. I'm very excited about that one. More tomatoes, very healthy. These are some of my oldest ones that I've started, that you can tell that they're the biggest ones. Squash, I love sowing squash. It's just so satisfying seeing them grow so fast. I love it. More tomatoes. And then let's see if my camera can get this up here. More tomatoes up there and over here. And these are Armenian cucumbers that I started yesterday. Alright, you guys, that's it for this side. Let's go to the side garden. I'll show you what's growing on over there. Okay, so I'm here on the side garden. Geraniums are blooming. And then over here, nasturtiums, and these are green onions, celery. Everything looks so green. I love it, especially after the rain. This is a variegated nasturtium variety, which is a new one for me this year. Blueberries. I'm gonna show you guys these. Look at, I have blueberries. Yay! Hopefully the birds don't eat those. And then there's a sea of fava beans, which are loaded down. Celery, that's celery. Purple kale, Swiss chard, carrots right here. That's a broccoli plant. And look at these fava beans. Longer than my hand here. So big. That's awesome. Very happy with those. Some kale. These kale plants are so old. At least three years, I would say. Some beets hiding in there. And this is just a perennial flower, if you guys are wondering. I don't know the name of it, but it does really well, and actually the bees really like this one. It's some type of daisy, maybe? I'm not sure. My little lantern's hiding in there. And then look at all of the nasturtium flowers. Purple kale. Doing great. And then here is the sea of nasturtium flowers, which I'll actually be harvesting all of these. I sold a lot to a chef for this week, so I'll be harvesting those soon. Garlic bed, which I could actually harvest the garlic right now if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm gonna wait until they dry out completely, crisp up, all of these nasturtiums. So pretty. They're everywhere. And then over here, yellow pear tomato, which I think it really, really needs some fertilizer. But I'm still getting blooms on it, which is really nice. And over here is just a mishmash of a lot of different things. Collard greens and purple mustard, tomatoes that I overwintered. A lot of tomatoes actually that I was able to overwinter. Kale and some mustard greens that are going to seed. And what else? More kale. I love growing kale. If you're a beginner gardener, grow kale, because it's very hard to mess up. This is marjoram. This is an herb similar to oregano, but it actually is not as pungent as oregano, so I really like marjoram. Sage is making its way back. There's the bronze fennel, doing strong. Nice and fluffy. Kale. And then this is a Brandywine. Look at that bloom. It's really pretty. And yeah. Again, this side is just a mishmash of things. There's even some spinach down there, which I should probably harvest. And then coming over here, lots of herbs. Parsley, Italian parsley, curly parsley, lamb's ear sage, which I'm... So finally I put the lamb's ear sage in the right area. Full sun, and it's doing so good. And then over here is the seed of borage. And borage is an herb. And these flowers are edible. I do sell these, and they taste exactly like watermelon. It's crazy. And borage is good actually to help with the root, with your soil structure. They have a lot of really deep roots, and they go in there and they wiggle their way down and they really break up the soil. So if you have hard clay soil, I recommend growing borage. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing borage yourself. Some kale there, nasturtiums. There is celery in here. Whoa, hiding. There it is down there. But yeah, once borage takes off, it really takes over everything. All these new blooms. And then over here in the butterfly and bee garden, the purple salvia is starting to bloom, and the milkweed looks like it's ready to pop. And this is a new flower, a new addition. My friend gave me this. He said this is good for the hummingbirds. Here's the fennel. And the, I think this is the lilac, vining lilac, which is not blooming anymore, sadly. I put on a really good show though. Some grass. This is more verbena. Rhubarb. Rhubarb back there. It's doing great. I had a problem with the slugs eating it, but I think I put it down enough pellets that they won't get it anymore. There's cilantro down there, and lots of collard greens here that have gone to seed, and the birds really like coming over here and pecking on things. I do need to put some bird netting down. And then I have some cabbages. This one's forming nicely, but this one got attacked by aphids. So I can spray it, but I really haven't sprayed any of my plants with neem oil since last summer, so I'm kind of just like, you know what, if it happens, it happens. I can compost it, or the birds can eat it. Swiss chard. And I think that's going to be it for this garden. Hey everybody, I'm here at my community garden and I thought I'd just quickly show you guys around. I just mulched. I watered and then I mulched everything, then watered again. But I'll just do a couple clips here for you guys. Okay, so you're gonna see my shadow since it's about 3 p.m. Got some lettuce. This whole row had lettuce, but it's too hot now for lettuce, so I just harvested everything, sold it at market. My tomato plants that are very small because it's been colder than it usually is here in California. So this is all tomatoes, but you can't see them because they're so tiny. This is all radishes, which I'll be harvesting this week. Cabbages. That is cilantro, nasturtiums. And then over here I've got some tree collards from a neighbor. And this is all red Russian kale, Swiss chard, which is doing really good. I've already cut it twice, and this is its 3rd time coming back. Tomatoes, Cherokee. Some more tomato seedlings. Okay, and this is my 2nd plot. Red Russian kale, curly kale, dino kale, all the way to the back. And then these are all tomato plants from nurseries. So you can tell how much bigger they are compared to these ones, which are my own seedlings. Got some pepper plants here. More radishes over there. 2 rows of radishes, and then in between are tomato seedlings. And then this is all just tomatoes here. This is some oregano and radishes. Let's see, these are ready. And then this is the sugar magnolia purple pea. It's a flower. Let's see if I can get it for you guys. There it is.